Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson, you're watching Nature Nell, and if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button because there are some great stuff that I have just uploaded and great stuff that's coming up ahead, so you don't want to miss any of that. I am showing you guys today my haul. I'm so excited about this. I went through some very hard storm to get to this, and in the literal form, to get this to this haul. I was actually going to film it yesterday, but as I was about to start filming it, we got a flash storm here and it was heavy hail and it was a little scary. You guys, if you haven't seen it, go back to the previous video. I actually caught it all on tape and it was pretty bad. When I checked the news, the winds were like 55 miles an hour. And the hail was just coming down like if it was bullets. So it was an experience. A lot of things got tossed over. A lot of what I bought got tossed over. But guys, I always say I have the orchid angels protecting my orchids because not one got damaged. They got pulled out of the pots. They got slammed against the wall. Spikes were intact. Flowers were intact. Plant was intact. I just had to kind of repot it again, but I don't even know how that was possible because when I looked, it was a mess. But anyways, we're going to leave that behind and we're going to move forward. And I want to just tell you guys that this weekend was amazing at the Tamiami Orchid Festival. It was so good. I went Thursday, which was the premiere night. I have a video on that. And I went Friday, which is when I did a lot of my shopping and hanging out with you guys. Woo, it's so humid today. See, this is what happens when there's heavy rain. The next day when it's hot, it's like a greenhouse here. That's where the plants love it. So anyway, I want to show you guys what I bought during those 2 days. And I got some really cool surprises. Before I forget, thank you to everybody that came up to me, who took pictures, who took videos, who chatted with me, who actually went shopping with me, who went to the bar with me and had a drink with me. I mean, it was not a dull moment at all while I was there, and it was thanks to you guys for making it so special. And please leave comments on the board so I can remember your name. Let me know who you were. Give me some type of tip, like, oh, I'm the person who, like, when I was coming in, there was a lady called Jackie. She was so sweet and she actually kept me company. It was a little bit of information overload when we got there, but it was kind of cool to talk to her while we were going in. And so some people I do remember the names, but it's a lot of people to remember. So I'm sorry if I don't remember your name, so please leave a comment because I want to, this is how I memorize people's names. If I see it more often and I speak to you guys and I start remembering, like Teresita and Frank and Debbie, PC. Anyways, guys, no more chatty. Let's go look at some stuff. I just want to thank you guys before I started this because I don't want to forget. Let's go look at the haul because I know you're waiting for it. See you inside. Here we go. We're going to start here. If you saw the video, like I said, we had this really bad storm and I caught it on video. If you haven't seen it, please go back so you can see that this did not look like this when I came out. Everything was tossed over, but like I said, if I'm going to pick at one damage, this is it. My zygopetalum. This is the extent of my damage. One leaf. Honestly, while everything else was scattered. Okay, so for you guys who are just tuning into my channel, this is my mount wall. I mount everything you see here. I mounted myself. Some of them I bought already mounted, but by the most part, I do mount them myself. I use these beautiful pieces of wood from the Orchid Supply store. So if you guys went to the fair, or if you have minis or other orchids that you need to mount, please check out the Orchid Supply store. They have the best wood mounts that I've seen, hands down. They have cherry, they have mahogany, they have there's one that it's a grapevine. I always forget the name, but I love it. It's this one actually. And they always have like these cool shapes. And we also have like the custom made collection, which is this one. And you can check that out. It's under the Nature Nell collection. And now shipping is included, but you know, the prices did go up on the wood because of the shipping. It's costing him a lot of money to send these. So please bear with the times. It'll probably be a lot less when things go, well, hopefully if they go back to normal. in the shipping area. Give it a chance, because they really are amazing pieces of wood, and they come already drilled with holes, and they're easy to mount. So with that said, I just want to get that, because a lot of you, when I videotape and I show you, ask me where the woods are from or how do I mount. So I want to get that out of the way before I start. All right, here we're going to start with this one. This one was one that the storm yesterday really messed it up. I mean, it threw it all over the place, and I said, okay, this is dead. It's done. It picked it out of the medium, tossed it here in the back, but look, guys, she's perfect. And I got this at Springwater. It's called a yam. Hold on, because when it's small things like this, even if you tap the screen, it has a hard time capturing it. A yam Richard Ace Otaki May. And there's a cross on the bottom. And I got these at Springwater Orchids from Tang. And I just love this flower. It's the only one he had there. He only had one of these. And I loved it because Tang was even explaining to me the beauty of this flower and the petals and how it's, you know, the transition of tone. And hearing it through his eyes is very different, because he is an expert of orchids. And he also gives talks at the AOS, at the American Orchid Society meetings. And I've never been to one, but I heard he is a very, very knowledgeable person. And from what I know of him and speaking to him, he knows a lot. So I take his opinion to value. So I got this one, and then there was one next to it that I think you guys already know that I got it, because I put it aside. It was the first one that caught my eye. This Epicattleya, which by the way was all about encyclias and Epicattleya, this and minis. I was like all over that. But this one, just so you guys have the names, and this is how I'm going to do it, because it is so much better to do this. A Jackie Bright cross with a Rio Clarence. I like that name. There's some names that are so cool. Some I just don't know why they named them like, but some are so cool. So anyways, check out this flower, guys. How pretty is this? Sometimes I'm mesmerized because they almost look like tiny little sculptures, you know, the perfection of them. But anyways, this was another one that Tang only had one of these. So he had them side by side, and they were kind of similar color, but completely different flower. And I don't know, I just love the color. I love the ruffle in it. And it's a very healthy plant. Like I said, I always look in here. Now these things that you're seeing here is just water stains, but his plants are very, very healthy. All right, I'm gonna try to go a little bit slower because I had everything set up nicely for the haul, and then because we had a toss-up, I started like, I don't even know where I put everything, so I may miss out on things. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, I had told you that when I went to Crawlsmith, I left several plants over there, where these three, I'm only gonna pull one, but these three are gonna be part of a project. Now, I don't know if that's gonna hold there. Let me see, I hope it doesn't fall. This is the Foul Freya's Firefox. Let me see if I can give you. Trying to do two things at the same time. Get the tag from the. It's so stuck to it. Here you go, guys. It's a Foul Freya's Firefox Wilson. I should know this name by heart right now because I've said it so many times. And Julian at Crawlsmith was so kind to babysit my plants. I'm a horrible father for forgetting them, but they're here home with me now. And I fell in love with this fowl. Now, this is not a rare or hard to find fowl. You can find these anywhere at orchid nurseries. But it's just such a beautiful, beautiful flower. And honestly, the quality of Crawlsmith flowers is just beyond. So I got it from them, and I told them I want to do a mount with all three of them. See, like hanging like this. Let me see if I can do it. There we go. And kind of do like a nice little wall art piece with these fowls. All right, let me put you here. I got to be so careful now because everything is wet. All right, let me look around, make sure I don't forget anything, because I got several things and I don't want to forget. I don't know if I have anything here on the wall. No, I don't think I have anything here. Let's go inside here, I'll show you guys. Oops, sorry about that. Put it on wide so you can see the greenhouse. For you guys who have never seen my greenhouse, you can see it in full spectrum. And so here, let's go back here. Now you guys remember I have the Satan Fendia, because this is Fendia Matrata Yellow. Remember this one? I showcased it. I said it was a pretty unique orchid. And I don't know why my phone does that. It's so weird. When you try to blow it up, it flicks back and forth. It has 3 lenses, so it tries to switch from one lens to the other. I guess they haven't fixed that glitch. So Apple, if you're listening to this, you gotta fix that glitch. It's really annoying when it switches from one lens to the other and it skips like that. That should not be happening for a brand new phone that costs so much. So anyways, I love this. And I love the one next to it, which is a Satan Fidania. See, this Satan Fidania Matrata Pink. I think it has a different name. Hold on, I always say pink, but no, I don't have the tag. I lost the tag a while ago. But anyways, I have these two. So the only one I was missing is the Alba, which is an all white. So I ended up, sorry, oh my God, what a mess, Nels. All right, so I ended up getting this one. And I'm gonna put it on a piece of mount, but it's in really, really healthy conditions. It's pretty big. I mean, I got this one a year ago from Smiley, and this was a baby from I think from her own cuttings. But look at this one. This one is like 3 times the size, so it might be a little bit older than this one. So if you can get them at this mature level or this mature age, please do so, because you get more flowers. When they're small like this, you only get maybe 1, 2 if any. But if you want a lot like up here, it needs to be a mature plant. Which, by the way, I can't wait to show you what I got from Smiley. I love her so much. She always puts me in such a great mood. Her energy is so awesome. It really is. I just get giddy like a little kid. Like, she's just awesome. I can't stress it enough. By the way, let's take a moment and admire these beautiful, oh my God, I know the name of this, Cordigera? I think, no, not Cordigera. Caladiums, oh my God. These caladiums were sent to me by Ken, the owner of the Orchid Supply store. And he sent it to me in this pot as a surprise. It just had dirt together with a bunch of mounts. And he says, add water, keep it moist, and wait. Keep it in a cool, in a moist, humid environment, and wait. So I was like, what can it be? But I had no idea it was going to be caladiums. And I love caladiums. I actually don't own any. And I was thinking of buying some to put around my trees. But I've never seen leaves this big. I mean, they're massive. And I counted 6 different varieties in here. It's really, really pretty. Thank you, Ken. I really like it. I sent him a picture because he couldn't wait. And I just sent him the picture. I said, well, this is what they look like. And he's like, holy cannoli. They're so big. They really like this environment here. So I'm looking forward for it to get really, really full. I don't know if I'm going to put these under the tree because I really like them there. And they add to my begonia section. They add so much color and texture. So I think and my bat plant, it's starting to shoot spikes. So I can't wait to show you. All right, guys. So there's nothing else in here. Excuse me. That I can show you that I bought. I mean, I have a lot in bloom, but I'm going to leave that for another episode. Let's. Excuse me. I got wet yesterday. If you look at the video, I'm all like wet and drippy, and it was reality check. All right, guys. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to some people. the Orchid 305. They are so awesome. I always miss out on them. If you guys want to check out their site, they have some really great stuff for your orchid house. Like they have these beautiful signs that say home is where the orchids are, or something like that. I can't remember now, but they're just very witty with that. And they have great 3D pots that they sell for orchids. So I actually met the owner, and I'm sorry, the cards got tossed around. I had them yesterday out there and they got tossed around. I'm surprised they're in one piece in the rain. So they were all wet. And the Orchid House, they're also awesome. I can't wait to show you what I got from them. They always have like very cool, unique things. And John Romano sold me a very cool encyclia, and the guy knows his stuff very well. We're talking about planting and using this stuff that I got from him, Dip and Grow. So I want to give a shout out to him as well, because he's from J&J Unique Orchids, and I did feature them in one of my videos. But anyways, let's see, what can I show you first? I'm trying to see my little tiny ones. Okay. All right. So here are the minis that I got. They're all in here because these were the ones that were all on the floor. And to tell you the truth, guys, I have no idea how these didn't break or get, I mean, look at how dainty this flower is. So I really don't know how nothing broke, or these shoots, nothing broke. And everything was literally on the ground, upside down, against the wall, under the bench. I'm like, oh my God, my children. But no, the orchid angels protected them. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not I'm not a religious person or something. I'm very spiritual, but I'm not one of these that I push religion or anything like that, nor do I make this channel about that. But with that said, I was praying yesterday, and I was saying, please take care of me and my orchids. It's been too long of a journey to get here to lose it all now in a hailstorm. And you know what? They really listened, because nothing, I'm telling you, not even a leaf. Well, one leaf, that one zygopetalum I showed you, that was it. So anyways, let's start with these cuties here. I got this from the Orchid Fix, which the owner of that place, he's such a cool guy. And I don't know, I'm gonna throw this out there. Maybe I am not correct, so I'm not saying it's etched in stone, but I think he is one of the American Orchid Society judges. Or for if he's not, I know for a fact he has sat in the judging, because I've been to a judging recently, and he was sitting in there, and he knows so much about orchids. And he had these minis. This is the name, Leptotes bicolor, and they're in their species, which I don't know if you guys remember in my previous videos, I've been saying that I really want to get into species. I'm loving them more and more every day. And when I look around here, I pretty much have a lot of species. I think I have more species than I have hybrids. But I love the minis, and they're usually species. You hardly ever see hybrids in minis, so it is so cool to collect. So these are going to go together. And let me see if I left it outside. Oh no, it's here. From the Orchid Supply store, he sent me this mount as one of the many in that box. And so I was thinking that this, here, let me put wide angle so I can get the whole picture. There. So I'm thinking about putting these in here, these two. And if you guys see this as a bundle, the owner, by the way, his name is Hurahame. And I think it's the coolest name on the planet. I want to steal it, and I want to change my name to that because it's so freaking cool. And I was determined to learn his name, because he says a lot of people get it wrong. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get it right. If it's one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get it right. Because I'm known to like really massacre names. So I learned it. He was so like happy. He's like, wow, you got it. It's exactly like that. So we were cracking up. Now, moving away from the Orchid Fix and going back to Crawlsmith, I said on the video that I was not going to buy any seedlings, that I didn't care for seedlings, that I don't have the patience for seedlings. But guys, I just can't let this one go by. These are the Dendrobiums that they have that are really big, that have the curly antennas. They're antelope, but they're very different than the regular antelope, and they're so hard to get. So you see there it says cross with self. That's because they were able to get their hands on all these Dendrobiums and actually cross them with themselves. That way they can create these small seedlings, which, poor thing, they're full of like sand because they fell to the ground. But you know what? I put them back in the pot and they seem to be perfectly fine. Now they're both different. This one is La Cienthera Crawls Summer Sunset with Self. This is the one that I really wanted. And they only had one, because Julian helped me look for them, and thank God I was there on the first day and I decided to get these, because these are going to be super collectors, you know, because they're not out there. Nobody has these. I haven't seen them anywhere. I looked online, I looked everywhere, and if they have them, nobody's selling them. So Julian told me, listen, you know, I know people don't like to wait for seedlings, but man, think about it. In 2 years, you're going to have 2 to 3 years, you're going to have a nice Dendrobium that's going to be blooming beautiful blooms, and you're going to be one of the few to actually have it, you know, because people are going to wait for us to grow them, and they're going to be expensive. So these, I think I paid $45 each. No, was it $45 or 25? I can't remember, guys. I think it was 35. They were 35 each. Let me see. Oh wait. Hello, Nelson. There is a price, if it only would show it. It's $25. So it's a really, really good deal for those seedlings. And once they get big, I'm going to be super happy. Now, I was just showing you the card of J&J Unique's find. I just told you that the gentleman knows a lot, and I bought the root serum. Well, this little Oncidium is called a popcorn highland, and I got it from him. It was $35, you can see, and this was a suggestion from a viewer. She came up to me, she told me, you need this in your Oncidium collection because this is very, very unique. And what's unique about it is that the flowers transition in tone, and I love that kind of stuff. It goes from a yellow to a pink, and it's all in pastel colors. I'm gonna see if I find a clip or a picture of what she showed me. I think I have it on my phone, and I'll put it there. I was like, okay, I need that one because that is really, really different. So far, guys, what I have bought are very unique and hard to find orchids. Now, this beauty here, this comes from the Florida Orchid House, which again, I featured there in the business card. And when I saw this was actually another, I wouldn't say a seedling, I would say this is more of a cutting maybe. She was telling me that she literally, and these were her words, these are not my words, I literally had to beat the guy up to get these because nobody sells these and they're extremely hard to find Dendrobiums. So as you can see, Dendrobium was sort of a topic this this Tamiami fair. So guys, I'm gonna put the photos right here. Look at that, how beautiful. Look at the purple and yellow in those flowers. When I saw the photos, because those are actually the photos from their booth, it was covered by the actual cuttings that they were all on top. And I see this little bit of a purple and yellow green like peeking through. And I was like, oh my God, I was with Teresita. And I go, Teresita, look at that. And she was like, oh, wait a minute. Shut the front door. I need that in my collection. I go, everybody needs that in their collection. So when I asked her, she told me this is an extremely rare Dendrobium. Some people have been searching for years, and you know what? She wasn't lying. I spoke to Josh Jones from the Orchid Den, and he himself is a Dendrobium specialist, and he told me, I've been looking for that Dendrobium for 10 years now. I'm going to buy several of her cuttings so I can start propagating. He says that is a very, very, very hard to find Dendrobium, and the fact that she had them there for sale, I'm surprised they weren't all gone. And I saw them on the second day, and she had several. So Teresita bought one, and I bought one. Now, they were a little bit steep. These were 45, but man, if you're getting something that unique, and here's the name, Dendrobium violaceo-flavin. And I just love it. Another species, of course, and it's just, It's just beautiful. And these were her little tags. They're so cute. I thought I had lost it because this flew too. Everything. This poor thing was in the yard. I found it like after searching. I'm like, where did the Dendrobium go? And I found it outside of the terrace. Oh, I can't put this in there. I'll put it later. I saw it outside the terrace on the ground with nothing. I'm like, oh my God. I just killed the one piece that was the rarest. All right. Now this back here, it's the Oncidium, again, another Oncidium. Now, I do have this one, but I have it a little bigger. I bought it at Brethren's. This one I got at Smiley, and it was a gift from her. I was actually going to buy it, and she's like, I'm giving this to you as a gift. She's always spoiling me. She really is. She's like the mom that, you know, just loves you so much that she always wants to do something to see you happy. And you know, I appreciate her so much. I get so excited when I know she's at a show. I get so happy, and I always try to make sure that, you know, I find out what's the latest and greatest that she has, because she is so good. And what you're getting is her own collection. You're getting cuttings from her own collection by the most part. Now this is not, I don't think this is from her own collection, but when you buy like her rare stuff, it's usually from her own cuttings. Now this is an Oncidium Jaiho Queen Jaiho. And I don't know what toga is. You know, now I'm looking at that. I'm going to find out. Maybe Julian knows, or Josh. They can help me out with that, because I'm really interested in all these acronyms. I'm learning them and wanting to know what they mean. So anyways, I know that a lot of people call it Jaiho, but it's Jiaho. Jiaho, Queen Jiaho. And I'm putting the wrong one. And it's the alien flower. I call it the alien flower. I'll put a little inset here on the side so you guys can see it. But this was a very popular orchid at the show. A lot of vendors had it. And this is a hard to find orchid, but for some reason now, because so many people want it in their collections, it's kind of easy to get. And I think it's easy to propagate. That's usually the case. So anyways, that was a beautiful gift from my friend Smiley. Thank you, Smiley. I love it. And then we go on to the exotics. We went to the fantastic fern booth. I did feature Sally. I don't know. She may be the owner or the representative, or the wife of the owner. One never knows. And she had some cool stuff that I've never had. Like, I'm not going to try to say this because I am new at these things, and I'm going to try. Canthillanorum angostofolium, something about the leaf. I don't know what that means, but anyways, it's a Florida native. She told me it's a Florida native. Well, it helps if I show you. And look at the leaf, guys. Look how cool on the other side. Somebody told me, are those scales? And I go, they sure as hell look at it, but they're not. It's part of the leaf. You know, I've always wondered what this is. I wonder if this is like how it seeds. I don't know. It's just very interesting. It does look like it's sick, but it's not, you guys. This is the natural form of this leaf. And I've seen a lot of, I forgot what they're called, polyceriums? I think that's how you say it. I'll put it underneath. And I don't even know if this is family too. Like I said, I'm no at all expert. I'm more of an expert of orchids compared to this. I'm just starting to learn this stuff. Now, I forgot one outside. I wanted to leave this for last, but I'm already next to it, so I might as well show you. You probably already saw it. I actually got one of these beauties. The Tassel fern. And it is a fern, but look at this, guys. Look at how beautiful these leaves are. I am so obsessed with this. This was my favorite purchase. See, they shoot out these fern-like leaves, and then they turn into this. See, they start shooting out these little leaves, and then eventually it becomes this. And I call it my little dreadlock plant, because in case you guys, you know, for you guys that don't know, I'm a hairstylist. So For me, I love dreadlocks. I don't do it on myself because I just would look hideous. I tried it one time and I'm like, ooh, no, it's not for everybody. You have to know how to wear them. But I love dreadlocks. And I saw this and I'm like, well, you know, if I can't have dreadlocks, this is what I was doing. I will use this as my dreadlocks. Yeah, man. I love it. I love it. I love this plant. I love it so much. But anyways, it's a beautiful plant. It has beautiful leaves. And I'm sure my Jamaican friends would be getting a kick out of that. Feeling very irie with this plant. So I loved it. I told Smiley, she had sent me photos of this before she went to a show. And I'm like, Smiley, you're killing me. I think I'm going to get one of those. And they're a little steep. They're $225. But I got to tell you, I've been to so many aroid shows and exotic plant shows. And when you see these, they are never, ever, ever cheap. They are always very expensive. They're hardly ever this size. I usually see them like Smiley had some that were about from here to here. Those were $85. And that's usually what you see in shows. You'll see them small, but this size, I said, I'd rather buy this size than to wait for it to grow because it would take 3 to 4 years for it to get to this size from the smaller one she had. But this is, hold on, let me get you the name. They call it the Tassel, there we go, Hupersia Hang Hong. Now, all these are called Hupersias, the ones that look like this. She had another one called, I think Blanca got one, Eagle's Claw. And I forgot, she had a third one over there. But the Eagle's Claw is going to be my next purchase. It's just that, you know, the prices are a little steep, so I have to get them one by one. But I am super happy. I think it's going to do great here. Smiley told me here, let me put the light on. Maybe you can see better with the light on. It doesn't make a difference. Smiley told me put it where you have your Hoyas because your Hoyas are doing really good there. And this is why I was trapped yesterday with the hailstorm. Look at all the leaves that blew in. That's crazy. Now I have to get a blower and take them out. So the sun goes right through here. It's diffused, but it's very strong. And it's just enough to give all my Hoyas and all my plants, you know, enough light to keep them healthy and blooming. Like my Hoyas are always blooming now. They're always shooting peduncles and blooming. And I just cut this string of hearts about a month and a half ago to give to my friend. I cut it in half and look at this. It's touching the floor again. It's literally dragging on the floor. So I'm gonna have to cut it like by here and then use that and put it back on top. And that's how you make them more denser and a little bit thicker. All right, I think we covered everything in the haul except for one. I'm gonna show you now. Oh my God, look at all those mangoes. Compared to yesterday, so much better. So this, I forgot to show you. It was another beautiful exotic from Fantastic Ferns. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get a little brighter light, and this is a Pyrosia longifolia, which means long leaf. Pretty much that's what it means. And she only had one of these, and I loved it because she says it split into 3, which normally they don't do that, but this one did. And I paid, I think, $65 for this. It wasn't bad at all, the price. And so I got 2 from her. I got the octopus looking one, the Florida native, and this one. And I love the way they mount it. Look how beautiful. It's already mounted perfectly onto that wood. So I figured that this would be the perfect spot for that plant. Let's see, I'm trying to get to be brighter. Let me see if I put it here. Oh yeah. Look how beautiful that is. And the leaves are so healthy. Now these are not like the other one. They don't have the little dots on the back. but it's just such a cool looking plant. Now I don't know if this one is a Florida native. I don't think it is. I know the other one for sure is, but because Frank, one of my viewers, Frank Vitier, he and I were shopping in there and we both ended up getting the same plant. We got a lot of the same plants. All right, guys, I think that's it. That is it for my haul. I know you guys are like probably saying, oh, that's it. Because you've been telling me I like them to be a little bit longer. I'm like, how much longer? Some of them are like an hour long. So yeah, I'm walking around trying to see if I left anything behind, but I don't think so. I think I got everything. Yeah, I feel good about this. All right, let me turn this around. Oh, almost dropped it on the floor. So guys, I did forget something. Something major, and I was literally editing the video, almost finishing, and then I realized, wait a minute, there's two things I forgot. I forgot this from Odom's, and I said I had gotten something from there, and I said try to figure out what I got. Well, this is what I got. It's an Encyclia tenpensis alba crossed with an Encyclia profusa. Now I'm going to put an inset of what he said that it looks like, but when I look online, I don't get that. Now, a lot of these crosses sometimes, they're too young to have pictures online. Let's see if it's not, it's not coming. It's about to rain. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But anyway, I got this and I think I paid 45 for this or 35, but look at the size of that. And I'm really looking forward for this to open because it's going to be really pretty. And by the way, I just read they're warning hail again today, but they're pea size and the wind will max at 40. So it'll be nasty, but it won't be like yesterday. All right, so I got that. I'm sorry I'm hurrying it up. It's just I don't want to get caught back here again. And then this one was from Crawlsmith, and this is a Grammatophyllum capillipes, I guess that's how you say it. Capillip. Man, where's Julian? He knows all these names. Well, however you say that, that's what this is. And this has been on my wish list. I should know the name since it's on my wish list, but I saw it one day on Instagram, on their internet, on their website, and I've been wanting it so bad. So this was one of the babies I also left behind, and it's a very, very cool flower. I'll put it there. Well, you're seeing it already, but it's a super cool flower. I love it. Tiny, but like I said, I'm into minis now and tiny stuff. Now I know I'm sure you guys are looking in the background like, oh, I want to see that, but I am going to do a what's in bloom, and if I start showing you now, then you know what's the point. So that's it now. Really, I think that's really it now. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to see what it's going to look like. All right, guys, I'm going to end it right here. All right, guys, I'm so embarrassed. I'm gonna stop saying this is it. This monster that I don't know how I could forget it and walk by it a couple of times and not remember, but this was the very first one that I bought. Remember I said, if you saw the first show, I said something like I already made a purchase and it's a big mama. Well, this is it. I decided to get, they had so many Grammatophyllums. Everybody had Grammatophyllums. It was like a big Grammatophyllum festival. And I do have one that was given to me by Ken from the orchid store, which is doing really good. It's giving me new growth and everything. But I know they take a little bit long to get to this size, so I couldn't wait. And I paid $100 for this. And I got it at Max Orchid. Now it did get swung around during the storm, so some of the flowers, you know, just kind of got beat up. But I mean, considering that it was on the floor, it was over there in the corner, I mean, it still has its spike, has two spikes. Now they cut the top of the spike, see, because I think when they transport these, it's just too long and they're gonna break anyway. So they do kind of cut the tip off, which I wish they wouldn't, but I guess they were all like that. So yeah, this is the big addition to my to my orchid collection, and the flowers are really pretty. Look at that. It's like a leopard. You know, I just noticed that the center kind of reminds me of a phylogeny. Sort of, kind of. But I'm really, really, really happy I got this because I've been wanting a Grammatophyllum for a very long time. And they're just such cool plants. And by the way, if you guys buy one of these, don't water it. If you water it, you're watering it too much. I don't water it. I just let it get water from the rain or any like mist that is in the air. Like we just put new misters here. Well, Lewis. I don't do that kind of work. He put new misters and he put some on the edge too. So now in the mornings, as you can see, everything is very dampy, just like a rainforest. And that's not how I water my plants. It's just part of the watering that I do. I do water my plants manually to make sure that I get every single one. But today, because it rained, I don't think I have to do much watering, which is good. So it is the next day after I filmed this whole episode, which by the way, it's already finalized. I just had to add this piece. So, and I really, really feel like I did a good job with this episode because I did a lot of insets and I put as much information as I can put because I had so much reference to add that I hope you guys like it. It's a little different. There's a lot of editing, but I hope you like this episode. All right. I'm closing this one, and if I forgot one, I will just show it in what's in bloom. All right, guys. All right, guys, that is it. That is the end of the haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you loved all the things I got because I am super, super happy with all my rarities and all the things that are non-orchid related and my new endeavor in mini orchids, which I know some of you out there, like Nick, you were telling me just go crazy with the minis. He's a viewer of mine. He also likes, we've been sharing some photos and I'm really getting into them. I've always liked them. I just haven't, I've been in and out of that idea of collecting them, but now I'm really getting into them because like I said, I'm really gravitating towards species now. And they're just so cool. They really are so cool. The only thing I don't like about species is they usually only bloom once a year. Hybrids tend to bloom more often, but hey, you know, it is what it is. It's okay. If you get enough, you'll have something blooming all the time. That's how I justify my purchases. But anyway, thank you for sticking by. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you to all of you guys who support my channel, who leave comments, who watch every day. You guys are all awesome. And unbeknownst to me, it's like the demographics is from very young. Well, I'm not going to say to very old. That's not kind of nice. To classic. Vintage classic. So thank you guys so much for your support. I can't stress enough how much I appreciate you, and you guys are the reason I keep doing these videos more and more. I never expected to be running these videos this long. I started this sort of like just for fun, and it's really taken a whole other direction. So thank you all for that. My name is Nelson. You're watching Nature Nell, and remember to always, always keep it green. See you next time.